Hi, I'm Gary Jenkins, and this is part two of painting a rose against a abstract background. Now, I've got to talk to you a minute about these backgrounds because I've been getting some email from folks that said, oh, they just don't care for these backgrounds that I'm doing. They really like the other stuff, the plainer, the simpler backgrounds. And that's okay. I knew when I started doing these abstracts that I would lose a lot of folks out there because they just don't understand the abstract and they think it's just a lot of strokes and junk and it's too busy and it's too that. And they just go on and on. That's okay. Hey guys, it's okay. This kind of work I'm showing you now is appeals to only about 5% of the population. Yeah, 5%. So when I'm down at the Row Gallery, that's the fine art gallery here in Sedona, Arizona, that shows my work. I go in on First Fridays where I meet people coming in and I watch them. They have all my paintings in a room and I watch them walk. Say I have several 36 by 36, quite large paintings. I watch folks come in and they just kind of walk past it like it doesn't even exist, like it's invisible. But because 9 out of 10 people don't understand the abstract stuff. Then there's that one person that'll stop and they look and they get up close and they want to feel the texture and they sit there and they think about the painting. And when I see them doing that, I walk up and say, "Hi, I'm Gary Jenkins, I'm the artist." And they go, "Oh boy, blah, blah, blah." And we talk about the painting and stuff. So it only appeals to 5%, guys. So, but if you're into the other stuff, hey, I did it for years and there's nothing wrong with it. I did very well with it and it was good to me with your help out there. Now, if you're watching and if you got this far, you probably are interested in these abstract backgrounds. Let me show you this painting that's behind me back here. I'll show you a little close-up. Here it is, and red and white poppies. And this is a good example. This is a 3636, and it's one I'm working on now, red and white poppies. And you can see all the stuff in there, a lot of stuff. I'll probably have a hummingbird or two in there, and it's just a fun way to work. And I hope you watched the first part of this, where I showed you the abstract background. Now, on other videos I'll be doing for you, I'm going to be showing you more abstract backgrounds, all different kinds of abstract backgrounds. It's called realism with abstract, or abstract realism. So you do the abstract, and then I work birds, I work egrets, owls, I do a lot of hummingbirds, a lot of ravens, big ones and small ones, and the color, it's just a kick to do. You never get bored doing these backgrounds, I'll tell you. Every one of them is a little different. Though they all have that same feeling about them, because that's just like your signature. You couldn't keep yourself out of it if you wanted to. So some of you are coming to some of my workshops. A few of you out there are coming. Elizabeth and her husband from Houston, Texas, and a couple of other fellows are coming in. They want to do this stuff, and I'm happy to show it to them. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with it. And I'm going to show you some photos. I work from photos. I put the painting together. And I wasn't going to do a background, but gee, I owe it to you guys to put the background in because you're there, and let's get on with it. So let's take a peek at the painting that I worked on before. Hopefully you watched that first part. And then we're going to build. We're going to put a nice, probably a kind of a yellowy white rose in, and we're just going to let it build. Who knows where it's going to go? Don't know. If you knew exactly where it's going to go, that would be pretty boring. Every painting would be just like a cookie cutter of the last one. Who wants to do that? Let's be different. Let's do cutting edge stuff. This is what the galleries want out there. So many folks keep doing the same thing over and over and over, hoping for different results. Well, it doesn't work that way, guys. You have to go, you have to paint outside your comfort zone, because outside of your comfort zone is where creativity lives and learning lives. Each painting I do, even the one I'm going to be working on, I learn a little something that I put in my repertoire to use on other paintings. I hope you enjoy doing this stuff. Hey, if you don't like the abstract stuff, turn me off right now and watch the other people. But if you're into it, hey, hang in there, and I'm going to start another rose for you. Okie dokie, let's get started with our rose right in this area right in here. And I'm working from a photograph. I have hundreds of photos. This one we're going to be using this guy right here. And let's get started. Now, I have linseed on here, a thin coat of linseed oil that will help my paint to flow along the canvas. Okay, now I've taken some black, ivory black and white, mixed up a gray, and then I put a little cad red light with it, which will just warm it up a bit. I'm going to start right in here, test that color. It looks like it needs to be a little darker, so I'll put a little more black, a little more cad red light, and a little darker. You never know. You have to get up here and play around with this stuff. Remember, there's linseed on here. So on it goes. So I'm putting the shadow in first. So all I'm interested in here is the outside edge of the rose. There's some petals that are drooping down. This is why drawing is so important, guys. You need to be able to draw the thing before you can paint it. I'm going to take a little more black, cad red light. You're constantly adjusting the darks, cad red light, black. I want to get a little darker. There it is. Right in here. I want that to go into shadow. And we'll get a little that dark up in here. This is important. The base tone is so important that you put in. You can see how the outside edge now, it kind of resembles a rose. We're going to take a alizarin crimson and cad red light and put that right in the middle and kind of brush that out. You can use your finger. Now you can see it already has a feeling. Aha, there's that magic word again. A feeling of a rose. Okay. Now I'm just using the photo as a guide. Just as a guide. I'm not going to paint every single petal. And I'll show you how you do that. This is alizarin crimson. Kind of dry, so it's a little bit thicker. Might find a little dark back there. Now, this part right here is so important because it's sitting there waiting for the highlights. So we're going to take some white. Now our white is titanium white. Very dry. Oh boy, look at that pop. Some places you're going to push down hard. Some places I'm just using the bottom edge of the brush so I get these, see these little skinny, very thin strokes going in. So by using just the bottom of the brush, I can push down and make it thicker, wider, or thinner. See? Okie dokie. Look at it go in. Now I am painting not every single petal. I'm giving the illusion that there's a lot of petals, but I'm not actually painting. Oh boy, every petal. Look at that go in. You see how I'm hitting that? Look at that. I want light coming in here. We're painting light. some of that light is, oh, there's that side of the brush, that foreshortened edge. Here's where people mess up. That's on this back side. They try to show every single petal, and that back side comes out. You want that back to recede. So the value is rather very dark, very dark. Though some places it'll catch a little light here and there. You see how fast this went in? Yeah, over 50 years of experience fast. There it goes. Now when you reach this point, I want a feeling of that light coming in, maybe a little touch of yellow with the white. You can't see it, but there's some yellow in there. It's the strokes. Watch that brush. I kind of come down and wiggle and come up and just tuck it in. Let there be light. Yeah. This side, very light stroke because I want that to go into shadow. But I see some light hitting. Oh, it's this little subtle stuff, guys, that makes your flower. I just wiped the brush because I want to blend. Or use your finger. Yes. Yeah, there's the bottom of that brush again. I'm giving the illusion. I'm not actually painting it's just an illusion. You must have mystery in your painting. And that's where the light comes in. Now, we're going to exaggerate the light. I'm going to really push it in there. Look at it go. Watch the contour. It goes around. Yeah. We're painting that loving feeling again. Now, again, there's no free lunch, guys. I know you're out there watching going, oh boy, that looks easy. Well, it's not. It takes a lot of practice. I'm not on here to sell you any brushes, paint, though I went through all that in my television days. I don't do that anymore. I want you to learn how to paint these guys. I want you to be the best you can be. I'll be doing more of these down the line. And if you hit that subscribe button, I'd appreciate it, because that helps me make more of these for you. That dark color again, maybe. Sometimes you lose your darks and you have to go back in. Put them back in. I know. You try to do this and you crash and you burn, and you will. Everything that looks easy isn't. I mean, that's for quality work. There's a lot of junk out there, so be careful. People think they're painting roses and they're just painting a poor copy of a photograph. They might as well just have the photograph and get on with it, rather than trying to show every single petal. I'm taking cad red light and white, very dry. I'm going to pick, just very subtle. Can you see? Look at the brush twisting and turning. You fade some petals out. Let them go. Fade them out. Now we're painting what we know. I want those edges to be so soft that they just float into nothing. Remember, I have linseed oil in here. Sometimes when you're learning to do roses, you might want to take your palette paper and tape it to a canvas and practice your roses on there. That way you're not burning up a lot of canvas. I use, by the way, I got to show you my page. It's a color, it's a company called, it's made by Gamblin, called 1980. You can find it on, you Google Dick Blick and then put in Gamblin. It's 1980. They make the best colors at the most reasonable price because paint, as you know, has gotten so expensive. Look at that little light going in. Again, it's a feeling. That's all this stuff is, guys. Just a feeling. I have another. I'll reach over here, find another photo of a rose. This one's really dark, isn't it? A lot of crimson, it looks like. Or I might use. I've got several photos. Yeah. Many times I'll get a cup of coffee and go through. I must have like 2,000 photos of flowers. That and you can hold it up and see if that's what you want to put in there. I'm going to take a little blue, blue, ultramarine blue, yellow. I'm going to overlap that flower just to put it into the painting, and so it's not just hanging around on the outside. Maybe we'll come in here. I'm going to have a stem going in, little blue, little yellow. Coming, yes, cutting in front of that flower. Maybe there's some stuff coming off. Just play around. Take all the photos you can, guys, of real flowers. I'm going to take some, what is that? Phthalo green. Boy, it looks dark when it comes out of the tube. Boy, look at that stem coming up there. I'm going to highlight that. This would be a great painting. You know, I love to put hummers in, or butterflies. Every painting needs to tell a story. So that's why I put hummingbirds in. There's a lighter value, a little more yellow. I like to put hummers in, not only because there's so many people out there that they love hummingbirds, and they collect paintings of hummers. So in they go. I am very fortunate to have a great gallery representing me. Road Gallery here in Sedona in the Talakapaki Shopping Center. So look up the Ken Rowe Gallery. Rowe is spelled R-O-W-E. Just Google it, and when the page comes up, you'll have to hit the gallery again, the gallery page, and then click on my name. You'll see my stuff. Look at that little red going in there. Yeah. What was that? Something just flipped in front there. Okie dokie. Oh, I see. It's my mic cord. All right. Little red. Let's see that little hot shot. Cad red light and yellow. See these little spots of color? Oh, so important, guys. The first thing people see when they look at your painting, what do they see? Color. Then they go, oh, look at it. That's a rose. It's beautiful. Maybe we will take yellow and white and maybe yellow, a little more white. As your painting dries, ooh, um, you can add more white because the white has a tendency to sink in. Leave some texture in there. But when you come over into the areas where you have the middle tone, there's no texture. We want to just kind of lose that edge back there. But maybe sometimes light will say, hey, light will hit back here. Light, very subtle stuff. People pick up on this when they look at your paintings. It's this quality. It's this again, I can't get away from that word, feeling. Curve. Everybody wants to paint everything straight. Let's get those curves going. So we get this S. Look at, there it is. S curve. All right. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to look for some photographs and put in maybe, right, remember there's linseed on here. I'll put another rose up in here, and then we'll start building the painting out with buds. Who knows? I don't know. We're just going to play with this and see. Let the painting talk to us. Let the painting tell us what it needs. It will. And don't try to do it all in one sitting. Sit, have some coffee, tea, whatever, and look and see. Let the painting talk. It'll tell you. Look at your photos. Don't play it safe. That'll get you no place. Playing it safe, we leave that for the other people doing all those other styles. Oh, look at that white. I'm going to go in. This is negative space. Negative. Negative space. Look at the light shining. Shining out. Ooh, yes. Yes. So we're repeating the light that's up here. Back in here. Bam. Look at that. Yeah. Let the brush dance like Fred Astaire. Look at it go. What fun. What fun. If you guys just learn, don't take yourself so seriously, but watch what I'm doing. Watch what I'm doing. Look at that stuff. That stuff. It's just junk in there. Very dry. Let the brush dance in there. Do 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 do. Yeah. I usually play music, mainly Frank Sinatra, but I can't do it because of copyright stuff. Anyway, I'm going to look at this painting and come back and we'll put some more stuff in. I'll be right back. Okay, we're ready to start on our the second part of our rose painting with the abstract background. What we're going to do is put a little, right in here, I think we're going to put a little yellow rose. And I'll show you the one I'm working from right over here. It's a nice yellow rose. This is just one I happened to make up when I was just practicing some rose painting. So I'm going to take this guy and we're going to paint him over here. Now the colors I'm going to start with will be zinc yellow or cad yellow light, yellow ochre, ultramarine blue, and a little white. I'm going to start, and the medium I use is just good old turp. I also have linseed oil on here. So I'm going to take this color and put it on. Looks like it's pretty close, maybe a little wet. So Now all I care about now is the outside edge. And we want this flower probably to be a little bit larger than the good old white one. Bye, red. Red went bye-bye. And again, it's only the outside edge I care about. And we want it to kind of resemble the rose right out of the gate. Here's some cad red light. I'm going to put that in the middle and brush it out. Let's get a little more of that in there. Yeah, I want it really hot in there. Now this is how it starts, guys. It's not rocket science. Maybe a little bit back here. Leave these colors in there so when we go to pick our petals out, it'll pick up some of that color in the middle. I'm looking for some, there it is, alizarin crimson. It's a nice dark, deep red color. And we're going to put that, a little of that, very dry. When I say dry, no terp, right in here. Kind of set that center in. Maybe a little shot right in there. Now we're going to take, this is the fun part. I'm going to wipe our brush, pick up some of our cad yellow, light, and white. Now this is very dry. Again, it's not a lot of terp. And we're going to, now you have to learn how to use the side of your brush, that's the chisel edge, and the flat of the brush. So the dry paint sticks to the wet paint, and on it goes. It's a very light touch. And you can see right away the old rose is starting to bloom in front of our eyes. I'm going to overlap that white one a little. See how I bounce around? Some places a light touch, and some you push down harder. And remember, like I keep telling you guys, no free lunch. Very light. That linseed is helping my paint to spread. Sometimes you'll use your finger. Oh boy, it's coming. Here's the side of the brush. Watch out. Here it comes. Very light stroke back here. This is the half tones that are very elusive. They will run from you. And it's a very light touch. Now by hitting it light, we don't put down a lot of paint. Ooh, look at that one. Practice, practice, practice. You know. She's going in. I'm going to pick up some white. I really want light hitting the top. Boom. Lighter value. Little shots going on, which will give the illusion, and I say illusion, of petals. The outside edge is so important. Now it takes a while to develop this light touch. The fun part is putting the light on because that really brings that flower out. Side of the brush. See how I just indicate a little edge flipped over? So the whole flower is made up of little things. And every painting you do, you're going to learn a little more. I'm going to take a little more cad red light. I want a little more red, more so than what I have in the one I'm working from. Let's take a peek at that guy over here that I'm working from. See him? Doesn't have a lot of color in the middle. But on this guy, yes. Whoa, he's much looser. This one's tighter. This one's looser. I think in my old age, the more I paint, the looser I get. Yeah. And you can overwork these guys, which you'll probably do in the beginning because you always think you can make it better. Sometimes that's the tender trap. Oh, there's a little lighter value. The values, the lighter values, they're so subtle. 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 You see, I'm not showing every single petal, but what am I doing? I'm giving the illusion, the feeling, that loving feeling that there's petals in there. Yes. Boy, that one flopped right in. We got lucky, especially in front of you guys. Alizarin crimson and some black. And watch what happens. We go behind. Oh, you see how... Now you don't want to put the dark all the way around. Otherwise you fence it in. Don't fence me in. Yeah, oh, I like that color. Oh, somebody help me. Look at that red coming out of there. Let's punch the red. Let's take, I know. This is where it gets creative. Boom. Yes, 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 yes. Maybe just a hint of a little, just to kind of carry it, just a hint down here. I want a little more yellow, yellow orange. And I'm going to take that color. My hand might be in the way up here. Yeah, and I'm going to hit that. Notice that curve. It adds so much. Now I'm going to take some phthalo yellow green and crimson, and we're going to come up right about here and put a stem that's going to cut right in front of everything. And we'll have a little leaves and stuff coming off just to break it up a little. And what we're going to do is put a little bud up here. I'll start off with some cad red light, maybe a touch of crimson. It won't be a large bud. It's just a small little guy right up here. And mostly cad red light. And we'll put a little highlight, maybe a little cad red light and yellow. And you can leave a little texture. Oh yeah, don't make a big deal of it. And we'll take a little of our yellow and phthalo yellow green. Put a little greenery over the top. It's just a little guy, so don't get carried away with making a big one up here. Just kind of there. That's cool. And let's take a little bit of our ultramarine blue and white. And put a little touch of that in here. I think to break this up, we'll take some crimson and that dark green and just break that up a little. All right. Looks like we're about finished. in here. We got a nice curve. Got a little bud up there. It's a simple little rose painting for you guys. I'll be doing a lot more. My next one probably get a little more complicated. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, let me show you my little guy over here. This is a little painting. Let's see if I can get in a little, if I can find my way of getting in closer. There we go. And this is a little one. It's 6.5 by 12. Has a little hummingbird up here. And I put my copper leaf around the outside. And this is on a gallery wrap. So it's about 1.5 inches deep. Yeah. So we're all finished. Now you might want to practice this painting over and over and over. Several times. Put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out. But I'll be having some others. Let me turn this. So maybe I can get this camera over here in front of it a little bit. Sorry for the shaking. Get it a little more in perspective. So there you go. Look, don't forget the nice curve that we have in there. And look at the blues. Remember, like I always tell you guys out there, people buy your paintings for color mainly. Then they go and say, oh, it's a rose painting or poppies or whatever. And they buy your painting. Okay, guys, don't forget to hit the button down there and subscribe, because without your subscribing, I'm dead in the water here. So please subscribe, because I want to do a lot more stuff for you and really get into some nitty-gritty paintings down the line. This one is pretty simple. It's just a couple roses and a bud and some leaves. And as we go along, you're going to find I'm going to get a little more stuff in there for you. Okie dokie. Take care out there. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.